Flosstube. This is Barb with Lost in Floss. You've reached my channel, which is primarily about cross stitch with a little wool applique, quilting, sewing, other crafts thrown in. Today is Thursday, October 30th, 2025, and this is episode 138. I believe it's 138. Welcome to returning viewers and new subscribers. I've had quite a number of new people lately, and I appreciate both returning and new viewers. It's great to hear from people who just found me, and as well as other names that I feel like I've grown to know when you comment, and it's great. This probably is a little bit sooner than I've recorded in the past, but there's a couple things I want to take care of, and I've been pretty busy the last couple weeks, lots of fun stuff going on, so I'd like to share with you all about that. And also, you might remember last video I announced the winners of the project bags that I made and was giving out. Well, one was claimed, but so rewind. I was just going to give one, and then the more I thought about it, I'm like, let's fill the world with love and give away two of them. So one was claimed, but the other one was not. And so this one is going into the speed round. How the speed round works is if you are interested in this bag, and this was the one I had indicated as berry. I love that print. All you need to do is send me an email at lostinfloss2, the number 2, at gmail.com. And that address is also in the show notes. And all you need to do is send me an email and just say you'd like to be entered into the drawing for the berry bag. And within the next week, so let's say by, how about November 7th? By November 7th, I will pick a winner. And if you don't hear from me by that time, it means that you are not the winner. But how I'll communicate with the winner of this bag is to send you an email to the address that you use to email me. So I've found speed round, as I call it, is a great way not to leave things hanging forever. I know many people who do giveaways and that sort of thing end up with lots of people commenting, but not everyone always going back and finding out that they were the big winner. So that's all you need to do. So I hope you people join in the fun and I hear from someone so that I can get this in the mail. I've found that I'm really enjoying making these, and I wish postage wasn't so expensive, because I would definitely do a lot more giveaways of these, but I was kind of shocked when I went to the post office at what it cost me to mail the little bag out. You might have your sunglasses on already. So would you like to see my bright sweater? I'll stand up just a little bit. So when I saw this online, it looked more like a burnt orange. And I thought, oh, that's kind of cute. I liked the cardigan with the wood buttons and just the motifs. There was one commenter who said, it's brighter than I thought from the picture. Well, that should have made me leery, and I almost sent it back. But the more I thought about it, it's like, well, I'll wear it around Halloween. It's kind of Halloween orange. it's all polyester, otherwise I may try tea dyeing it just to tone the orange down a little bit. And I think this would still be pretty if it was creamier. I don't know. It wasn't that expensive that if it gets messed up, I guess it would be no big deal. So, yeah, we'll see. Maybe next time you see me in it, it will be like a muted orange, which is what I was dreaming for. All right, well, we're starting off rambling like a ton, but I've got so much to share with you today. I had a farmhouse stitch day. My friend Lisa is friends with someone who owns this 100-year plus country farmhouse Airbnb that she graciously lets us use. And so we had a wonderful day sharing camaraderie and stitching. And it was a no fuss day. In the past, we all brought stuff. This time, Lisa arranged to pick up sandwiches at a nearby farm that has it has pumpkin farm and bakery and all sorts of good stuff. And so most of us got our lunch from there. And it was like, honestly, I don't think I took a picture of the cookies, but you got 2 cookies with your lunch that were this big. I mean, it was unbelievable. And a huge sandwich, which I cut mine in half and then ate the rest in the car on my way up to my friend's cabin in kind of around the Wisconsin Dells area for a quick girls' weekend with my SAS group. We designated our name years ago as Saturdays Are Sacred. We always made sure at all costs we were available for walking and usually coffee afterwards. I think back it was when everyone was working, and so we met at like 8 o'clock on a Saturday morning, and usually we're done by about 10. And I mean, we went no matter if it was rainy or cold or whatever. And as time has gone on, there are various injuries in the group, and just people are going to watch their grandkids in this sport or that sport or babysitting. And so it was just very nice to spend some time with them. A lot of them I hadn't seen in quite a while. So before people start venturing away for winter trips and whatever, it was just a nice time to reconnect. So I'll go into that, I guess, a little bit later. And and then, I attended the Farm Girl Dry Goods Retreat, the last one that's going to be held or was held in Amana at the Millwright Hotel. And I just couldn't pass up going there one more time, not only to meet up with friends, but it's just such a cool venue. And location. I love the fact you can just walk right out the door. You know, somebody says, oh, I'm tired, let's go get a coffee. And so you just get up and go out and walk. And there was some antiquing and other shopping. So that was fun. So I guess maybe I'll continue along those lines. So yeah, that was a couple weeks ago already. And so of course I had to, well, not of course, but I was going right by Lynn's of Madison, a very nice little, not only stitchery shop, but really art supplies, just a wealth of different artistic things that this tiny shop contains. And prior to that, my friend Margot from Stitch Group had stitched this Faith 1831 by Samplers Not Forgotten. And she is the worst enabler. Like, everything she stitches, I look at and think, I need to stitch that. So anyways, I can't wait to start this one. You have no idea how pretty it is when you see it live. And so I did pick up some of the flosses as well as the, let's see, this is Picture This Plus Pewter. And I can't wait for you to see like how these colors pop on this color. It was just gorgeous. I had to have it. There aren't too many times where I feel like I'm jumping on the bandwagon, but that one just had to get it. And then of course, while I was there, I had to peruse the other charts and Plum Street Samplers, Happy Birthday USA. I mostly want to do this birthday cake. This was a chart designed by Annie B's Folk Art. Annie is in our Stitch group, and she showed us her, well, a picture of her models, and many of us Googled the fabric right away. This is Jack's Rum Linen from Fabric Spot Stephanie. I don't know, it's really a deep mustardy shade. And Sunshine Pears is an exclusive that Annie did for Garon Stitching. I think that's what it is. So that's the only place you can get this chart. And along with it, I ended up ordering the Dinky Dye floss, that just 2 colors. So I can't wait to do this one. I mean, it just screams fall. So I probably will start that, at least start it a little time soon. These go really quickly. Annie also, for the Jingle Ball, is doing some beautiful Christmassy pears on Aztec Red that are just gorgeous. And she's going to be teaching a finishing class. I think her kits are all gone, but you can still attend her class and buy the PDF. So, all right, well, so that was on the way to the retreat. Then I went to, and I don't have what I bought here because I've parceled it out, but I stopped at, what is it called? Little Hen Quilt Shop. That was maybe not quite an hour from Amana. Annie had told me about it a while back, and so I was interested and had enough time because everybody else was getting there later in the day. And so I went there, and it's quilts galore, beautiful fabrics, lots of cross-stitch things kitted up, some wool applique things as well. I mean, just I asked if I could take some pictures, and so I'm going to include some pictures here. Like, you know, first Lynn's, then this quilt shop. And Lynn's, I wasn't intending to go to Lynn's, but it mostly only happened because I had a big pumpkin spice mock latte concoction I made at Quick Trip, and so I needed to use the bathroom. So it was either go to Quick Trip for the bathroom or Lynn's. So guess which one I went for. Then, so then I made it to Amana. It was the day before the retreat and people were filtering in. We went out for a dinner. I think I had a drink, but I didn't eat because I had eaten after the quilt shop because I was hungry. And last year we didn't go out for dinner, and so I wasn't really planning on it. So it was still fun. Then we chit-chatted together, stayed at a beautiful bed and breakfast, very vintagey feel. It takes you back in time, but the breakfasts are to die for. Like, there's no way anyone can humanly eat all that you receive for the meal. So most times we had little to-go containers, and a couple of us brought home quite a bit of our leftovers, which was wonderful. So then the retreat started, and the designers were Tanya of Scarlet House and Vicky of Needlework Press, and their charts were awesome. They each had a big and little or medium-sized project, and then together they designed ornaments on perforated paper. So I guess I'm going to show you that in a minute, but we got these bags from the retreat, and I just happened to put all my gifts. I mean, people come by and drop things off, and you know, I'm not going to read off names, but I really just want to thank everyone who I met, who I talked to. There were a number of people who introduced themselves to me who are viewers, so that was really special to me. I love meeting people whose names I see in the comments, and it's just fun. So I'm not going to mention names, but thank you all for these goodies. Santa tags, this little, that could have been bad. This little tin candle, and wool ball with a Santa or Rudolph pin. I think it was Laura's mom made these. So cute. And look at this cute little jar of candy. And oh, I'm surprised I have chocolate left in here. Matches my sweater. I hope I'm not making you guys nauseous. Floss and candy. Susan from Keepsakes. Let me pick out a fob that's very festive. Also got these Flosstube project cards. Love that pumpkin. Here's another Flosstube with a little gingerbread on it. Let's see what else. I just poked myself. I think these came off. Look at how cute these pins are. I love these. We did a make and take project at the retreat, and so I will show that to you. And random needle threader and 2026 charms. And like, this all got messed up because that's how I roll. Little gingerbread, little pin and sticker. So it's just fun. Like, you get up and you don't even know who to thank because stuff gets dropped off or people call you over, and we had a little incident where I'm not going to mention names, but someone sitting a couple seats down from me said, "Barb, do you want a crappy little gift?" And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, that's not her nature to like say that, especially if the person is right there. And I must have just given her like a dumbfounded look. And she started laughing and she's like, oh no, that's what the person giving the gift was calling them. So we chuckled quite a bit about that. But I'm gonna run off and get the make and take. This is the little make and take. It's like a hot cocoa cup. I think I'm gonna paint my little marshmallows because they look a tad bit gray, and I need to glue my bell on yet, so not quite done. But I mean, everybody enjoyed making it, and it was just kind of a fun thing because it did not take long, and any skill level could handle it. Before I forget, Kathy Krause in our stitch group is a model stitcher for many needle workers, and she does a lot of stitching for Shakespeare Peddler. And so when we were having the retreat day, she reached out to Teresa, and Teresa sent these charts for each of us. Isn't that cute? Got a glare going here. So thank you, Teresa. You're just the best. She is just such a nice person. And then Kathy shared this friendship tree with some of us. And that's another cute one. I feel like maybe I should turn this off. Is there enough light? That way I don't get the glare. Okay, so the retreat, as I mentioned, each designer had 2 pieces and then this shared chart. And I think after I show the chart, I'm going to insert pictures here so that you can see what these items really look like. Like, Vicky had really 2 good size pieces. The first is Woodland Deer, and these are exclusives. Generally, I think the designers release them the next year sometime, but that's kind of up to them. And so what I do, I started a while back, this tradition, is I ask the designer to either put the first, or in the case of Paulette of Plum Street Samplers, I asked her to do the last stitch on my project. So I just think it brings special meaning to it. So that one was started by Vicki. And the culprit fabric is one of Michelle's. 36 count Toggenburg Farmhouse linen by Farm Girl Dry Goods. And then Vicki's other project was Home for the Holidays. And I love this one too. And then Tanya's projects. I hope I'm not going to get a glare on this. I guess I have to take it out anyways because the chart is not showing. But I'm going to insert pictures here of the actual stitch piece because it was really, really pretty. This, look at that. Christmas is coming. It's such a beautiful, hang up the stockings and trim out the tree. Christmas is coming and soon you will see days that will be merry and bright with snowflakes falling throughout the night. So another hit one. And then the small one she had mimics the light bulbs from the bottom, and it's a little pillow with Christmas is coming. Off fudge from Needle and Flax. So I haven't stitched on Needle and Flax, but everybody or a number of people have told me that it reminds them a lot of Lakeside Linens, which I absolutely love. And these were Tanya's first stitches. So I can't wait to get back to those. It'll be fun to work on them. Well, I feel like I'm jumping all over the place, but I might as well keep going on retreat. So what I love are the pop-up shops. And so there were several things I've been wanting to get. I've had the Ultimate Sampler Motif Source Book on my Christmas list for at least 3 years. So, you know, I don't know, maybe you can get it on Amazon now, but it seems like if my family can't shop that way, it gets overlooked. So anyways, I can't wait to like swap out some things. It's really nice because it's labeled birds and I don't want to show, but different topics: birds, houses, potted plants, trees, alphabets, household fruit, transportation, ships, nautical, hearts. Well, if you buy it, you can read. But a very nice book. So I can't wait to use that. And then one of the Scarlet House new charts, Oh Dear. This was a sample of it was at the pop-up shop. And it was so cute. So I can't wait to stitch that. And then it's just lovely to be able to see some of the colors up close. So these are all 40 count Needle and Flax. The first is Elcott. The next one is Fragile. And the last one is Hawthorne. So all very pretty neutrals. Can't wait to use them. Then one of the mornings, a group of us decided to go to, sorry for the rustling, go to the Woolen Needle, which is maybe half an hour from where the retreat is. And so I bought some floss to use on a wool applique pattern that I bought a while back. I bought another of the wood clappers because when I was making my most recent quilt top, I realized I really could use two. And then some Heat and Bond light sewable. I bought these backing fabrics. I just thought they were very nice fall. I got some woolens. This I'm going to use for the snowflakes. The other ones, well, have you seen Teresa Koget's woolen Santas? I know she's shown them a little bit on Instagram. And she's going to have the patterns for sale at the Jingle Ball. But honestly, I mean, just when you think she can't come up with anything else more awesome, she does. She was staying at Rawson's with us, and so one night she hauled them out, and we were all like going gaga looking at them, and you know, like just they're unbelievable. So I think she's going to do, I hope she has a lot of ability to, well, I think she's selling them as PDFs, so that makes it easier for her, but I think they're going to be a big hit. So to go along with that, I had to get some Teresa Koget fabric to make some bags for myself, and this was such a cute one. And I asked her which fabric to go with it, and she said this one. So I'm like, oh yes, that will be great. And I think I'm gonna make an extra one and do it as a giveaway, because I know a lot of you are gonna be stitching these. The black background was really cute too. And these are a lot of the Santas that she's doing in wool. And this black background fabric. So please tune in, because I think, you know, there's going to be some more giveaways happening, whether it be charts or project bags, and I don't want you to miss out. All right, so I don't even know where we're at, but we're pretty far into it. Well, and to finish up retreat, so it ended Saturday night. Oh, I did not participate in the gift exchange or the stitch exchange, but I'm going to put some pictures in of the things. Like, this exchange just knocks it out of the park. There's so many beautiful pieces. There wasn't anything that you wouldn't have wanted to go home with. So, congratulations. Stitchers, and there were a lot of happy people in that room. So we did this last year, but Donna, my friend Donna, and I, and Teresa Colgate, the three of us have stayed one day extra at Rawson's after everybody goes back. And I love that tradition because it's just a chill day. We had our scrumptious breakfast as usual, and then Teresa and I tried to go to church, and it was a fail. Like, we got there and like there were no cars, and she's like, oh, I looked up the time. Well, it turned out they had like it's a combined parish, and so church was at another one that was like at least half an hour away. So we were like, oh, that was an epic fail. But just, it's just so fun staying with these ladies. We, because we had breakfast, we didn't go out, and we had gone to there's the sausage, meat, and cheese shop in Amana, so they had gotten some stuff, but I feel like in Wisconsin we have access to those things. And plus last year my husband made his own sausage, so we still have plenty of that in the freezer. So anyways, then we went back to the bed and breakfast, and we watched the Viking game, then we watched the Packer game, and then we couldn't watch the Lions because they were on Monday night. So we had to watch them the next day. But just so much fun staying together, and I was honored to have been included. And, there's so much laughter. I had told them, and maybe many of you had seen this, but we were just dying because it just was funny. Babs, Brunch with Babs. Well, that's what her cookbook's called. I don't know if that's her Instagram channel, but she's always like giving helpful hints and blah, blah, blah. Well, one reel she had done was, if you don't want to take the time to try on pants when you're buying them, so you hold your pants up by the waist. Okay, let's pretend these are my pants. So this is the waist of my pants. Well, let's make it a little bigger because it will not do what it's. So this is the waist of my pants. So 2 legs. So you take, with the zipper open, obviously, you take that waistband and you put it around your neck like this. And if where it snaps or buttons meets, then there's a pretty good chance that those pants will fit you, at least around the waist. They don't account for people with massive thighs and derriere. I'm like, oh, where was that look when I was young? But anyway, so we were doing that and just laughing about so many funny things. It was just a fun time. So, yeah. Now I have to talk about stitching, don't I? I should. Because, I don't even know how far in. And I've really been doing a fair bit of stitching. Let's bring up the Santa, shall we? So this is a Dimensions Gold kit that I got on eBay probably 2 years ago. I don't even know when this is from, the 90s maybe, but I have to have this done for my son-in-law this Christmas. So I made some good progress last night. I don't usually watch like the Hallmark movies, but there was one set in Door County, Wisconsin, which is, you know, like, well, if you watch the movie, it's something Wisconsin Christmas Pie or something like that. But so anyways, I just wanted to watch it because there had been articles written about it, and, you know, the people that whose businesses appeared in it, whatever. So I actually stitched like quite a while last night. So I'm moving in on, you know, getting this done, at least all the stitching. And then I have to go back, and I might put the name in a band similar to what I did on some of the other stockings, as well as using a font that I had used before. Not quite sure when I get the rest of it done. So I have basically 2 months to pop this guy out, and I think when I finish it, I'm going to either update or replace my stocking finishing tutorial. I have had quite a few people watch it and comment on that it really, really helped them learn how to do it, that I put things in simplistic terms and they could follow along. But I know it wasn't quite at the standard that I would have liked it to be, and at that point I had promised that I would redo it someday. So I'm hoping I get done in enough time that I can really do that. The designers that I've met, they're just such nice people. I don't know what else to say. It sounds stupid, but, you know, like everything Teresa Colgate designs, people love. And land that I love, I made a little progress on that. I'm trying to finish off this motif, and then I moved into this flower because I had extra floss that I wanted to use up before I put it away. This is being stitched on 36 count Pearl Barley by Lakeside Linen, and I love it because it has gentle modeling of, it kind of looks like blue and red to me. I don't really know, but, and this was in one of the project bags that I made. And then if you follow me, you know that whenever I go out of state, I start a new preschooler Santa. So I have 2025, and because I crossed into Iowa, I made the tiniest little start ever on this Santa hat. I'm stitching these on 24 count Vintage Country Mocha Lugana. I think I have 6 started that I need to keep going on. Florence Mary Dickinson, and I know the book got separated, but I've moved up to this area and just kind of hopping around from place to place. This is stitched with 103 silks, and I wish I wouldn't have started in the middle because it's such a large chart that I can't, you know, like tear off the top or whatever, because it's, I need to go up and I need to go down. But it's become fun to stitch. I don't, you know, there was a time where I really disliked stitching on it. And I probably say that every time, but I'm back to liking it now. So, speaking of talented designers, Annie B's, Harvest Moon. I didn't want this to look, and I say the same thing every time. I didn't want this to look Halloween-y. I wanted it to look fallish. So I picked out some alternate colors for the body of the house, the shutters, and the roof. I had decided to stitch with Branding Pairs by Classic Colorworks. And on the way home from Amana, I was getting kind of sleepy, and I was going right by Mount Horeb, which has so I thought I would pop in there, and she was very helpful in helping me decide on some colors that I think work really well. If I can find them. Rummage. Okay, so this is my main color of the house. And then I selected Dragonfly for the roof. It has, you know, gentle variations in it, but I think it looks really pretty. And then Otter Creek it's kind of in that as well. So I think these three work really well together. And at our Farmhouse Stitch Day, I got Annie's stamp of approval on my color choices. So I felt good. I love how there's variegation in the roof, but not like stripiness. So it's a fun one to stitch. There's no way it's going to be done this fall, but perhaps for next year. Too many houses that I'm stitching. And this one I had to have, Plum Street Samplers, American Welcome. I got the old Amana linen that it's stitched on from Farm Girl Dry Goods. I'm stitching it on 40 count. I bought the Color and Cotton fabric or flosses directly from Color and Cotton on their site. This one, it's fun to stitch. Some things you just are very relaxing. I think there's a lot of like blocks of color in the leaves, and so it's a tad bit mindless at times, which is all right with me. And last video, I said I was going to stitch 3 of the top motifs on Keeping Tradition Red Sampler. And so I did 3 and a little bit more. So for the next time, I'm going to finish 1, 2, 3. I'm going to finish off these 6. So all these 6 are done. And if I happen to go beyond that, I will start on the other side. So there's 3 focus pieces I want to get done this year. One is non-negotiable. That is the stocking. And the other 2, item number 2 is Mary Mary Pin Keep, Stacy Nash Primitives. I worked on this quite a bit at the farmhouse, and I'm getting close. So I realized I just did regular X's at first, and they're supposed to be eyelet stitches, which I don't really care to do. So I'm kind of turning them into mock Smyrnas. And Colette suggested I bead it, but I don't want to spend that much time. So what it is what it is. So I'm starting the fill work down here, which I have all the snowflakes in. So I think that will go pretty fast because it's, you know, you don't have any counting or color changes, whatever. And then I have this little bit of grass I need to finish up, as well as the windows. So really, I think maybe I'll even have it done next time. Yeah, right. And this is my bag that I made, and someone asked me about the charm pack, and it was by Three Sisters for Moda. I think I put the name of the pattern. Is it Indulgence? I'm not sure on that. If you need to know, go read the comments from the last video, and someone asked about it, and I put the correct answer in there. This is my final piece that I need to be done with this year. Another Stacy Nash Primitives. For a while, I was calling it SNP because I could not say it. I know these real pictures always have bright glare. This is a kit that I got from Country Sampler, and I was thrilled because I finished this band this time. So I think, you know, once I get like this side stuff done, then I'm done with the bottom part of it. So I'm moving along, and the top part is, it's not as big as the rest, and it's alphabets, so hopefully I'll just be able to go to town and have this whipped out, like maybe by tomorrow. I don't know. Is that crazy? Just a tad bit. My Leanne's Legacy piece this year is another kit from Country Sampler, Spring Green, Wisconsin. If you haven't been there, do a dream trip and visit because it's worth it. The proper stitcher, we gather together. And their conversion is more fallish, toned down. But I've kind of got like half of the main thing done. And so I think next I'm gonna, just for something different, like there's a number of people in my stitch group who, if it's a symmetrical piece, they don't like stitching it because they feel like they're stitching it twice. So on that thought, I will rather do the words and the top border and then come back down and finish the second side. Then maybe I'll have amnesia and I won't feel like I did it before. To go along with it, I've got my thread case that I made. And this was a card from my friend Roseanne. And I've showed this before, but it just has magnets and my floss is on the inside for this project. So it helps keep me organized, which I love. I worked a little bit more on this piece, Plum Street Samplers Every Gift. This was the retreat piece from this past spring's Farm Girl retreat in Door County. And this one is just beautiful when you see it live. The colors are just so vibrant and lovely. I got into the roof, and so I think my next goal, I think the star is done, isn't it? Yes. My next goal is to finish that roof. Is that the Midwest in me coming out? How do you say it? Roof? Up north at our cabin, there was one weather person who, instead of fog, said fog. And my husband and I were just laughing. And then somehow Donna said the word fog. And she said it like the weather people up north. And I'm like, oh my gosh, is that how South Dakota sounds? So now it's kind of like I listen to people and see how they say it. Her sister didn't say it that way, though. She said it regular, so I don't know. What can I say? Dasher and Dancer, Hobby House Press. I'm using, once again, Country Samplers conversion. And I'm using Farm Girl Dry Goods Ironstone 40 count linen. My goal, I finished out these rows. My goal was to get this done, but as you can see, it's not quite done. There's a row of 4, then there's a row of 3, then 4, then 5, then 4. So 9, let's see, 4 and 5 is 9, 13, 16. I've got 17 more of these to go, and I've only done 9. So I'm not even halfway done with that tree, which is very sad. But I think that's going to be the worst thing to stitch. In this too, it's, because it's monotone, you don't have to look at the chart for what you're doing or whatever. So, my friend Donna and I started Inspiration. What were we thinking? Rosewood Manors. She is using a silk conversion and I am using the Called for DMC. I almost was kidding her. We saw Celebration. Someone was stitching that and doing the stitch along from Beautiful Stitchery in Illinois. And oh my gosh, when I saw that, is like I wanted to put this one out in the pasture and jump on board with that other one. I knew I would love it if I saw it stitched, and it was, just to start, maybe that much stitched, but oh my gosh, is it gorgeous. And I can't wait till everyone keeps going on them, and who knows, maybe someday I'll stitch it. But did I tell you, I don't think I told you, Donna and I, on the Sunday we were together, we both switched projects and we stitched the center of a flower on each other's because we wanted to have it that we both had a part in stitching the other person. So that was very special. She is just, she's so kind-hearted and giving, and is always ready with her coffee. She ended up taking my autumn quilt home, and hopefully her sister is going to quilt it for me. It's 40 by 40, so I'm sure I've seen bags that she's done, and she's such a beautiful quilter, and I'd be honored to have something that she made. I don't have the chart here, but I am going to start on another kit that I got from Country Sampler. It was on sale last year, and it's like a Christmas wreath quilt, and probably the same size, maybe 40 by 40, and just, beautiful reds and greens and beige fabrics. I learned on the last one, I have to, I thought I was doing such a good job with my 1/4-inch seam guide, but you know, obviously I was off a little bit. So that's what I hope to, you know, I know there's all kinds of devices and tapes, and I just need to figure out what works for me so I can get more just consistency, I guess. All right. Oh, and then I stitched just a tiny bit more on this Stacy Nash Oak Leaf Manor pin keep drum. And I don't even know what this is. If it's creme brulee, it's either 36 or 40 count. It's something. So just a tiny little start, but I feel like, you know, if I do a leaf here and there, maybe by next fall, I'll have it done. And then for the final thing, this is being released by Michelle Farm Girl as, I think you can get it either as a kit or just as a chart. I'm not positive, but check out her website. But this was from last fall's retreat by Shakespeare's Peddler. And so I'm working on this and going down. And this too, I think, you know, once I'm done stitching the house, the rest of the motifs are just they're just gonna fly by, right? Yeah, sure. But really, look how dense the house is, totally filled in compared to the other motifs. And it's just a gorgeous stitch. I'm not sure if I'm putting the people in yet. I might put December in 24. I don't know. I wonder if 24 was for Christmas Eve or no, I think that was, oh yeah, that would have been last year. Oh my gosh. I feel like I should be in Wizard of Oz. Was it the scarecrow that didn't have a brain? Oh. And then, so there's a couple other things I want to show you. Yeah, why I have your attention. Hopefully you're not nauseous from the orange sweater. I'm not even, I like a burnt orange, but like Halloween orange doesn't like float my boat quite as much. So I made 2 fall bags. I think these are the fabrics I got from the quilt shop I went to on my birthday. And I had a different inside, but I couldn't find it at the time. And then of course, after I had it done, I found it. Oh well. And then I made 2 of these. I love that inside print and the tree print, just like antique-y. And I use whatever zippers I can find. I mean, I love the purse zippers, but you know, to pay, I don't know what they are. $7. No, not that much. This one I goofed up on, but I put the zipper on the wrong side. But this is for my Shakespeare Peddler red and white stitch. I saw this print and I'm like, I need that in a bag to go with my stitch piece. And this one I forgot to put little doodads on the zipper, but just pretty all over Christmas print. I need a new machine. That's all there is to it. When I see my stitches, it's like, ugh, not very good, but whatever. I had a couple people reach out to me because I showed in my thumbnail image for my last video, I showed pumpkin patch. And so many people wrote in about, you know, how much they enjoyed the whole pumpkin patch saga, and told me that I should repeat the story because new people would have no idea what they missed out on. So what we're referring to is this pumpkin patch. And so this was a piece from like one of those cross-stitch magazines back in, I think it was the early 90s. Anyways, I had done an Easter Bunny one that had like a quilt hanging on a line. And then I saw this one and I thought, oh, it was really cute. So I didn't have everything done, but I had the tree. I think I had the scarecrow. I had a lot of the quilt done. But there was a giant cat here. Like it was probably this big. And so I put it away for, I don't know, maybe 15, 20 years, because I just did not like the proportion of the cat in relation to the other stuff. So finally, Leanne and I kept talking about it, and she's like, well, you know, rip that cat out. And I'm like, well, then we had talked about it, and people were writing in and saying, don't rip out the cat. They love cats. And, you know, why was I doing that? But I realized I had, you know, Leanne always used to say, you do you. And so I had to do me. And so I think on one of our videos, at the end, she actually took the first couple stitches of ripping it out, and she proceeded to sit there as we talked and ripped the whole cat out. And then I just kind of took some of the leaves and filled in, and you'd never know the cat was there. So go on a couple more episodes, and I needed to frame Pumpkin Patch. And it was back in the days where I really didn't want to pay for professional framing, and, you know, it was kind of more of a cutesy thing. So I was trying to figure out, you know, look at the thrift store. I looked at a couple craft stores and took Pumpkin Patch along with me in a bag. Well, then I got home, and a couple days later, I was looking for Pumpkin Patch, and I could not find him. And I'm like, well, you know me. I mean, I recently lost an iPad, found that. For those of you wondering, I never found the silk that I lost when Valerie was here, so I think that's long gone. I would have found it by now. So I'm like, oh, Pumpkin Patch will turn up. So I started looking like everywhere I could think of, and, you know, had my flashlight out, my mom's great trick when she was looking in a dark cupboard or underneath something, she'd get this flashlight out. Looked under furniture, no Pumpkin Patch. So we were talking about it on one of our episodes, and I think I got up to get something, and I come back to the table, and Leanne had a carton of milk on the table, and I'm like, is she thirsty? Is she gonna have some cookies? Like, why is there milk on the workspace? And so all of a sudden I look, and she had run off a picture of Pumpkin Patch and made it like the old milk carton missing children advertisements from years ago, like Pumpkin Patch is missing. I can't even remember all the particulars, but it was just hysterical. Laughed so hard. So then a couple weeks, it must have been at least a couple weeks later, and I can't remember why I even did this, but I went up to like a table and went around the side to reach for something, and lo and behold, there was Pumpkin Patch. Well, I had looked under that thing, but it was hung up on the molding along the floor. And so when I looked underneath, it wasn't all the way down because it was sitting on top this molding on the floor. So pumpkin patch was found. I fully finished him just rustically using a pair of my jeans as the background fabric and some vintage rickrack. And, you know, he has such memories. I talk about like it's an animate object, but so many memories tied to Pumpkin Patch and the adventures and the laughter shared by many of us. So if you hear me talking about Pumpkin Patch, that's what it's all about. So there, that's it. This video is going to be probably crazy long, but I guess I had a lot to talk about. So let me see. I just want to make sure I covered everything. I think I did. So I will be awarding the project bag in the next week or so. So please let me know if you want it. Send an email. And other than that, we finally have gotten fall here. We had maybe 20 trick-or-treaters, but I was stitching in the family room, which is on the back of the house, and I turned my front porch light on. Well, I didn't realize we had a light sensor one. So like at halfway through the 2-hour span, I went out front and I'm like, oh, there's kids walking around. And that's when I discovered that, you know, my light was not on because it was light out. So I just ended up leaving my door open and watching for kids, and enough that got rid of the bag of candy. So that was good. There's no candy left to tempt me. Yeah, I think I've touched enough on all the other stuff. Yeah, I'm trying to think what I have going on. Oh, we're getting together with my high school group to celebrate one of our friends' birthdays on Monday. So that will be fun. There's a Christmas house that's decorated as a fundraiser for the Ronald McDonald House. So I'm going to that with a friend. Stitch Day, our normal monthly group, is coming up. I'm going to go and bake with my 2 sisters for the Czech nationality group. They're part of the folk fair. That's the weekend before Thanksgiving. And so they had gone once before when I was babysitting the grandkids. So this is round 2 for them. So it's always a fun day. And other than that, I've got oodles of yard work to do because I just have not been home. So I think I will hopefully get out and do some of that maybe tomorrow. It's my ambition is fading and Santa's calling. So it won't happen today. I have tulip bulbs to plant and just that sort of thing. General cleanup. The deer ate so much more of my stuff that part won't be a hard cleanup because it's almost all gone already. Every time I take something out to our compost pile, I take down a hanging basket and, you know, dump out the dried up stuff. And so I feel like if I just spend a couple hours out there, I'll be done. Yesterday I cut the grass and crunched up all the leaves. I see there's more coming down today, but it's been a weird fall. I mean, September was not fall, it was summer. October, it's been cooler, but still not cold. When I think of what November would bring us in the past, we're 2 days out, and I don't think that, you know, it's going to be as bad. Oh, and I get to say it's the penultimate day of October, in case you don't know that word. And I didn't even say semi-quincentennial. Semi-quincentennial. what else is going on? Oh, the Packers had a nice win against Aaron Rodgers. Sorry, Aaron, but there's still a little animosity left with him, but we'll get over it. You know, when he retires, then we'll be good. But yeah, just, I don't know. It's kind of a crazy time of year. And I'm thinking November, I'm taking down fall because I don't have Thanksgiving, and it's going to be early Christmas decorating because that's how I roll. One of those crazies. All right, now the rambling has gotten way out of control, and it's time for me to do something else. So I really hope you're all doing well. Thanks for spending time with me, and I can't wait to have some finishes to show you one of these days. I feel like I'm working on too many big projects, so maybe I need to do some of the wool applique things that I've been setting aside. So in the meantime, I hope you all continue to fill the world with love, and thanks for watching. I so appreciate it, and happy stitching. Toodles.